Day 12 on the zx6r. More practice. Gotta get better. I did ride the grom a little bit earlier today. I didn't record that though, but still doing good on the grom. So, need to fucking up my game on this bike. Terrible start. Terrible start, but it happens. Not too bad. not getting pretty good, but getting better. I was thinking last night, I kind of want to start working towards stoppies, but stoppies are scary. But there's only one way to get good at them is to start trying. So. Up a little. Not that time. Getting it up a little. I think that's enough stoppie practice for now. I definitely got the, back tire up as I was coming to a stop a couple of times there, and I've never done that before, so that is the first step. Just building comfort, getting hard on the front brake. I mean, the big thing about stoppies is like, you just got to learn how your front brake works, right? You need to like load the brake. You can't just fucking stab at it. That's not gonna pick the back tire up. That's just gonna lock up the front wheel, and then you're gonna fucking go down really fast. So you need to like kind of preload the front suspension by getting on the brakes soft, and then kind of once the weight transfer is on the front wheel, that's when you can kind of just start to go a little harder to pick the bike up. But then as the bike starts coming up, you need to start coming off of the brake. It's all just brake control, just like wheelies or throttle control. One of those things that the only answer is seat time. There's nothing else that is going to get you good at those. But stoppies are scary as fuck. I've tried like two or three separate occasions on the Grom, and I can't like get it up while rolling yet. One of the last ones, it definitely started picking up while I was still rolling, and that scared me. That was one that I like kind of almost fell off of the side. So yeah, it's just going to be a seat time thing, and I imagine that stoppies are going to take a really long time to learn, and that's okay, because the consequences for stoppies are fucking crazy high. You flip a stoppie forward, your bike is kind of going to flip on top of you, and there's a pretty good chance it's going to break your spine, and being paralyzed fucking isn't good. So don't want to do that. Definitely take the stoppie slow. So no more today. That was enough. That was enough stoppie for today. Side of things though, I'm starting to get balance point down all right. I'm getting more comfortable on the bike. I think another like 2 or 3 weeks and I should be able to hold balance point wheelies in first or second for just about as long as I want, straight line. But more practice, got to put in that seat time. And gotta do better than that. Say though, big bikes are way harder to wheelie than Groms, man. It's just, there's so many different reasons why. the confidence on a tiny bike, a bike that's fucking smaller than you, obviously it's going to give you a lot more confidence to try shit. But also just like the weight of the bike does make a significant difference in like your ability to control it. Especially me being a pretty light guy. I'm about $135, you know, 140 pounds on a good day. And I feel insignificant. Like I feel like my weight is insignificant in comparison to the weight of the bike. So kind of it feels like I have to move a lot more on this to control it than I do on the Grom, because you know the Grom only weighs maybe 80, 70 pounds more than me, if that. So controlling it is definitely just feels a lot different. Pretty good. I think that's probably the longest I've stayed in balance point on this bike so far. Gotta keep it slower though. You know, honestly though, so I just tried stoppies a couple of times a couple minutes ago, and I'd like to point out, you know, the reason that I want to stunt ride. Honestly, for me, stunt riding is literally just an exercise in bike control. Like seriously, man, like learning how to do wheelies will teach you not only how to do wheelies, but just generally how to control your bike more proficiently. And same thing with stoppies. Stoppies really teaches you, you know, the front brake, man. Like, it teaches you threshold braking. I mean, not directly, because you're not, well, I mean, I guess you kind of are. I don't know. Like, it teaches you stuff. It teaches you just how hard you can get on that front brake with the right technique and not lock it up, you know, which will teach you just how quickly you can slow down. And like, man, learning stunt riding just generally, it really is just ultimate bike control, you know, being able to put the bike in wherever you want it, being able to do with it whatever you please, whenever you please. There's water on my shit, it's starting to rain. But yeah, man, it's, for me, I want to control the bike as good as I possibly can. If I'm going to ride motorcycles, I might as well take the time to be as good at it as I can possibly be. And that's kind of what led me into stunt riding, you know? Like, when I first got this bike 3-ish years ago, 3.5 years ago, I didn't know where my motorcycle journey was going to take me. And initially, it being a sport bike, it kind of, you know, put me down the road of learning how to drag knee and doing track days and stuff. And I loved that, and it was great, and it was fun learning all that shit, you know. And it's really cool, honestly, to be able to just use this bike again as a tool to teach me all kinds of shit to become a better, more proficient motorcycle rider. And I think that's important, you know. I think I think if you're gonna ride a motorcycle, do the fucking best you can to be the best you can at it. You know, try, put in the effort, come to empty roads or parking lots or whatever and practice hard braking, practice turning really hard, practice all kinds of shit, you know? Because if you don't practice it, when the time comes on the street and somebody pulls in front of you and you don't have any practice doing evasive maneuvers or threshold braking, you're gonna be fucked. You are gonna be fucked, all right? That's why you practice. You practice so that you have the ability and know how to avoid those kinds of situations. So it's not just learning how to do wheelies, it's preventing yourself from crashing because you know your bike, you know how to control it, and you know how to, you know, control your bike at the limit if necessary. You know, it doesn't just help for going fast or doing wheelies, or, you know, it helps for everything. Getting better on your bike is always a good thing. Speaking of getting better on your bike, let's do some fucking wheelies. Crooked with the bars a little crooked there, and you might have saw that little shimmy. I don't run a steering stabilizer on this 07 zx6r. I have gotten a little bit of head shake, you know, riding on the road before, hitting bumps, riding really aggressively, but I don't know, so far I don't really feel the need for a stabilizer, mostly because they're expensive as fuck. If they weren't like, you know, fucking $400 or $500 for a nice one, then I probably would have one already, but they're so goddamn expensive, I just don't, I don't see the value in it yet, because I don't particularly need it. But, you know, for somebody who's banging out rolling stoppies for a couple hundred feet, yeah, I can see why it would be helpful. Alright, balance point wheelies. Do them. That was mostly chasing it. I need to not do that. It is starting to rain more. I'm getting like hit in the face with raindrops. And I felt like I was keeping that pretty slow there for a sec. Oh, BT dubs, the fucking, my fork seals, might not be able to see right now, but here, let me get off the bike for a sec and I'll fucking show you. Boop, shift to neutral. Look at that, there's like no oil on there. I fucking, you know, got a screwdriver, I knocked the dust seal out, and then I got a little piece of plastic, you know, a thin piece of plastic, and I kind of, you know, cut it and then smoothed out the edges so I could stick it up into the oil seal and go around the fork tube and try to clean it out, and it worked. It fucking worked, and now my fucking forks aren't leaking oil, so that's cool. I won't have to replace those fork seals as soon as I thought I might. So that's nice. But yeah, fixed the thing. So bike isn't leaking oil no more. And I am going really fast. I want to keep it slow, but I don't know, it's hard. I don't know why exactly it's hard, but it is. Oh man, okay. Well, yeah, this video is probably long enough anyway. Wheelies are getting a little bit sketchy now. I think I'm pushing it a little too hard, trying to drop it back and slow down, and I don't want to hurt myself or crash this bike. So I think it's time to go take a break for a while. Should I? No, I'm not going to do one down the exit road. This is it. Goodbye.